We will get to Omaha. I can promise you that.
Welcome into a very special edition of the Sports Objective as we have the Keith LeClair Classic preview. Bubba, is so great to have this time of year with baseball. This is a very special weekend in Greenville, and always excited to have our next guest.
Yeah, obviously the Keith LeClair Classic for 2 decades now. Such a special event, not only within the college baseball community, but in Eastern North Carolina and Greenville and everything it means to the community. With all Coach accomplished and meant during his time as ECU coach, but also in the 5 years following. And right now, as always, looking forward to a visit with his daughter Audrey. Audrey, we appreciate your time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I always enjoy sitting down and talking with you guys.
No doubt, it's hard to believe that we've been doing the show 5 years, and I just want to first of all thank you and your whole family. You guys have always been very good to us and very accessible. So thank you so much for spending the time with us during this very important weekend every year.
We appreciate everything that you guys do and all the support that you give to ECU athletics.
No doubt. Let's talk about what it means to you. I was telling you, Audrey, it was a cool moment for me, just a personal moment real quick. Friday night, I had a chance to take my daughter to the ball game and ECU and UNC, and I don't think I told Bubba yet off air, but it was really cool. We're in the general admissions section on first base side, and a lot of Carolina fans there, unfortunately, and we didn't have a lot of cheer about it first, but my daughter, about the third or fourth inning, stood up and started cheering "Let's Go Pirates" really loud, and the people were laughing because she's only 8 years old, but not soon to be 9. But she loves her Pirates. In fact, that's her dream school. She wants to be like her daddy and go to ECU.
I love it. I love it. Things like that, it's so neat to hear. There's nothing quite like a Pirate fan.
No doubt. I'm trying to teach her the right way, Audrey. Talk about this weekend. I know that another year has gone by, but I know how special it is to your family.
It always means so much for us to be able to come back and see everybody and support the program. And, it's an honor that I can't believe it's been 20 years. They put out the graphic and it said the 20th annual. And it's crazy how fast that time goes. And, the fact that they're still doing this after 20 years, it really means a lot. And, I know that my dad would be so proud of the program and Cliff and, his former players around the country, but really that after all these years, ECU still in the national spotlight in baseball. It's pretty incredible.
So Audrey, talk about, you're obviously in medical school, just about to complete year 3, if I'm not mistaken. So bring Pirate Nation, before we talk some more baseball, up to speed on everything that's going on in your life, as well as, JD and your mom.
Yeah, so I have 2 rotations left of my 3rd year of medical school. It seems like yesterday that I had just gotten in, but here we are. So finishing that up, I'll be looking at residency programs next. And, the end of next year, I'll know where I'll be and the specialty I'll be in. And then JD is, I always laugh, I kind of did the medical biology and he handles all the environmental biology and plants and water and soil. But he's working in water and soil and doing all sorts of tests that I know nothing about. And then my mom she's doing well. She's actually still teaching. She teaches resource K through 5. And that's kind of the quick rundown on everybody, but everybody's doing well. And we're excited to come back this weekend.
No doubt about it. Audrey, we try to explain to people that are not in Pirate Nation. I can't believe there are people that are not in Pirate Nation. But anyway, we try to explain to people that maybe are non-Pirate fans that maybe love baseball and take them to the games and stuff like that. But for people that are non-Pirate people, how would you describe to them about the fans and about Clark LeClair Stadium?
I have said this for a long time, and I know my mom and brother also say the same. There is nobody more loyal than an ECU Pirate fan. They will show up good times, bad times, and they support more than I truly believe any other fan base out there. And, when they show up big, and it really alters games, especially baseball and at Clark LeClair Stadium. It can change the outcome of a game, and I feel like we've already seen that this year, how it can impact a game. And, it's just incredible. The whole town truly bleeds purple and gold.
Audrey, you talk about you and your family's relationship with Coach Godwin. That's something Coach Godwin's referenced in the media. He references it annually, in some way, and he says that your mom reaching out or yourself reaching out and just saying good luck, hey, congrats on that win, and just he talks about how much that means.
Yeah, he has done an incredible job, and I know he wears 23, and he wears it for my dad, but what he's done truly is he's laying down his own legacy as an ECU baseball head coach, and he's done incredible things, and I know he's going to continue to do incredible things, and it's just really cool that we get to support him and watch him excel and do what he loves.
Audrey, last Saturday before the basketball game, unfortunately, we didn't have the baseball game. It was postponed for UNC, but we'll play that soon. They haven't rescheduled that. But I was in Barnes & Noble, and I happened to be walking by the local authors, and I looked and saw the book from Bethany Bradshaw, Coaching Third. And for Pirate fans, or if you're not a fan of the Pirates, if you get a chance, read that book about Coach LeClair. It's a great book, and just thought about you and your mom and JD, and knowing that this weekend was coming up and how excited I was. But it's a great book for people that haven't read it, right?
It is. It's really kind of neat to read. And, the first time I read it, there were so many things that happened. So even for me, it's kind of nice to sit down and read.
Obviously, your dad had his impact seen in so many ways. One of those ways is the guys that he coached are not only Cliff, but you have Eric Backich, Nick Schnabel, so many more that he either coached or coached with that have gone on to great coaching careers and careers in other professions. But I know it means so much to see what Eric and Nick did at Michigan, and now getting the Clemson job and being not too far from your family.
Yeah, that's actually been really neat for us, having Eric and Nick so close. We live about 25 minutes away from Clemson. So I know that's been nice, especially for Mom and JD. I'm not there, but they get to see him, and they get to see Nick's mom moved there not too long ago, which is kind of a God thing. She moved there without knowing that he was going to be there. So just to have, all those people around us has been really, really neat. And I'm excited to see what they do with that program and how it grows and expands.
No doubt, especially in the ACC, and what a big conference that is for baseball. People think mostly about maybe basketball, maybe a little bit about football, but it's such a great baseball conference, no doubt. As far as this weekend, are you guys, I take it you're going to throw out the first pitch again?
I think so. I think we're supposed to. Bad news is I have not thrown a baseball since, I believe, last year at the Classic. So at least I'll be able to provide some entertainment.
A lot better than I can do. That's why I'm up in the press box in the stand, right, Bubba?
Yeah, Audrey, I'm sure Coach Godwin, he'll have Zach Womack, our excellent athletic trainer, on standby.
I know. I might need some arm care.
I doubt it. I think you're going to throw a perfect strike. I have confidence in you. You're definitely a Pirate for sure. This weekend is so special, and I want to give you an opportunity, Audrey. I know how passionate you are about ALS and the research, and Can you talk a little bit about that and how important it is for people to hopefully one day we'll find a cure?
Yeah, for me, it's something that I think I'll forever be passionate about. Um, it's just so devastating, and to have experienced it personally and see what it puts an ALS patient through. Um, and I always say this, but I don't think people realize that while they have lost all their strength and they're wheelchair bound and they're paralyzed, their mind still works. And it's like you're trapped in a body that doesn't work. And um, it's just incredibly devastating, not only for the patient, but for families. And there have been some advancements made, but there's so many more that need to be made. And that's where, raising funds and donating to research and really just pushing towards making strides to finding a cure or even a treatment. Um, and the things that have even been researched since the Ice Bucket Challenge started is incredible. So it just shows that um, a little movement can go a long way in a field like that.
Audrey, Dave mentioned coaching third. Obviously, your father's name on the Keith LeClair Classic and Clark LeClair Stadium, as well as other things. But for a younger generation of Pirates who know of Keith LeClair, but maybe didn't have the opportunity to be around him and so on, and this is kind of just describe your dad to those younger Pirate fans.
So my dad was somebody who wanted a player to show up, work hard, be blue collar, leave everything they had out on the field, and to be honest. And truly, at the end of the day, if you were giving your best, that was good. That was enough. But he expected you to show up and give your best every single day. And he really created this vision for a group of players that, you know what, yeah, we are ECU, but we can go to Omaha. We can make it there. And he kind of did the same at Western Carolina of, yeah, we can achieve to work hard. And to kind of see that evolve over the years and to see where ECU's at now as a national or nationally known program. I know it just brings him so much joy to see, but truly at the end of the day, he loved blue collar, hardworking players that were ready to show up and lay everything out on the line.
I know I've told the story before. I think it was when we first met you a few years ago. The fact that your dad, I know Henry Hinton, I was helping him. We were doing a show at Denny's on Memorial Drive, and your dad was sitting in a booth with Henry, and I'll never forget, he was talking about Omaha, and we knew about Omaha, but it wasn't like, it was kind of more like, I think, out of reach. And your dad was so convincing. I mean, I was not talented enough to play baseball at that level, but he made you want to put on cleats. He was very passionate. I know that he spoke at one of my best friends' churches, men's group, and just his faith. It was so refreshing to have somebody that had that drive and ambition, but also had his faith as well.
Absolutely. And I always say that I truly think the only thing that got our family through the battle with ALS was faith and his faith. And he really kind of led the way with that. And, like he and my mom had taped up Bible verses around the house. And it was kind of one of those things of, you could be having a bad day. You'd look up and you'd see this passage of scripture. And it was kind of a sign that everything's going to be okay. But the mentality that I took as a kid watching him, and he had told me this many times before, is, no matter how bad I have it, somebody else out there has it worse. And, he truly felt that way. And yeah, he was in a wheelchair and he could only communicate with his eyes, but truly he believed that he was blessed. And his faith, even to me today, is just incredible.
No doubt. Talk about, I know you were talking about residency early. Back to you for a second. You told me in the green room before the show that you want to go into emergency. Do you really want to be an ED doctor?
I do. I don't know, just something about you never know what's going to come through that door. But also, I've had a mentor, and this has really stuck with me, that no matter who's passing by, driving by, they see that emergency sign and they know that somebody in there is going to care for them, whether they just need to talk or they're really, really sick. And, you know, I've gone through a lot of clinical rotations, but just finished one up in the emergency department and really felt like that was the place that I could serve best, and I absolutely loved it.
No doubt. In fact, you said, I know that you're finishing up your third year and then you're looking to residency. Where are there some places, or I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, I didn't ask you ahead of time, but are there places that you're looking at going for your residency?
Yeah, my absolute dream, and I've said this ever since before I even got accepted to medical school, was that my ultimate dream really is to be able to come back to Greenville, North Carolina and serve that community. Greenville gave so much to my family and I, and it would bring me no greater joy than to be able to go back and serve that community and give back even just a tenth of what they gave to us. And it would really bring things full circle for me.
No doubt. Well, that's my day job. So not in an ED, but hopefully if I can help you out in any way, my sister, like I was telling you, she's a superstar at the hospital. So I'll reach out to her to see if there's any way anything I can do to help you. Not that you need it, but you never know. Would love to have you back. Love to have you as a colleague here at ECU Health.
I appreciate any and all help all the time.
No doubt. And appreciate you coming on. I know that you're actually in an airport right now, getting set to get on a plane and to come to Greenville with us. It's going to be a great weekend. I know the weather will be better on, I believe, Bubba, off the top of my head, Kyle is the meteorologist for the Sports Objective, but I think there might be bad weather, unfortunately, tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday, I know are going to be very good, but that's off the top of my head. That was when I was barely awake this morning, and I was curious about how the weather was going to be for the Classic.
Yeah, really appreciate.
Crossed.
Go ahead, Audrey.
I was just going to say, fingers crossed that it stays away, but you know, it's an ECU baseball game without.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't have the dome, right? There was a guy on Hoist the Colors years ago that was talking about Audrey putting a dome over Clark LeClair. I think it was because of the bad weather, and people crushed him on it. And that, it's times when we have the Carolina series and we have a super regional, when we have bad weather, we're like, that guy's not crazy for at least today, for these few hours when we need a good field and we have all the tarps and all that. But that's part of baseball, right? Is rain delays.
It is. You know what? I think it just builds toughness. It teaches you to control what you can.
No doubt. Well, thank you so much. I know you carved out a lot of time for us. Appreciate it very much. Hope you have safe travels, and we'll see you and your family here in Greenville. Thank you again for your family, for your dad, for all that you've done for ECU. It means a lot for the baseball community, but the community as a whole in Greenville. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and being back in Greenville.
No doubt.